Hello guys, welcome yet to another video. This time it's going to be on this graphics card here. Customer said that the card boots but is showing up as error code 43 in the device manager. So we're going to take this out of the box and see what we can do for it. Alright, so here is the graphics card. Not quite what you guys were expecting, is it? This is actually a 2080 Ti, but as you guys can see here, it's a little bit dirty. I don't know what this card has been through, but it does not look very good. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's look at the back here. Right there, 2080 Ti. Let's go ahead and take this thing apart. And well, first of all, I don't know if you guys can see that there, but you see all that rust there on the screws? This to me tells me that this came from a wet or moisture filled environment. So there's a danger that if I plug this into the tester system, this could potentially go pop. So why don't we, I do trust the customer that the card boots, but why don't we put it in the oven for about 30 minutes to get some of the moisture out of it. So yeah, it's just, I'll be at peace doing it that way. So, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing taken apart. And man, I'm really nervous about these, what I'm going to find once I take this apart. For you guys that don't care about card disassembly, you can just go ahead and skip this part of the video. But if you want to know what it looks like, stick around. Now, this came from Stavanger. This is a place in Norway. It is possible that this card has been in a like a basement somewhere down below the house, you know, stored type of deal, because the problems that the customer is experiencing with the card. So maybe he just put it away, and yeah, but this is very damaging when you do that. This is supposed to be in a dry area, so moisture doesn't get to it, and possibly destroys the card or cause more damage. A card like this, it's very risky to immediately plug it into the system, because yeah, this could be devastating. Don't ask me how I know. All right, for those of you wondering, or perhaps not wondering, I'm going to inform you that when you take a card apart like this, never start from the back end and go like this. Don't do that, because then you'll be bending the PCB. The safest way to do it is here in the middle. You grab like this. Let me see, is there any other screws that are missing here? No, I think I got everything. Yep, I think I got everything, right? Yep, so, oh, there you go. Well, that was rather quick. Yeah, so that'll be the best way to take this apart. But yeah, not very promising there for this thermal pad. I think I'm going to have to replace that. Thermal paste is looking like it's got okay contact there. So yeah, these thermal pads will need to be replaced. let's go ahead and put this thing aside here. And look at the rest of the board. All right, so here you have it. And everything looks okay except for these pads here that are overlapping each other. This is not good because you're putting more pressure. That could crack. You're putting more pressure on this IC here, on this memory chip, and that could crack the pads underneath. So, okay, let's go ahead and get the back plate off of this thing, and then we'll put it in the oven for about 30 minutes to heat it up at 60 Celsius, to heat it up and get some of that moisture out of the card, if there's any. Some would say leave it there overnight. Not really necessary. 30 minutes, it should be enough time. If your oven has a fan that can vent, air out. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. All right, so I've taken the card, as you guys have seen, I've taken the card apart. But now that I have cleaned the memory chips, I have a heartbreaking sight here. Micron 2018, early Micron, what it's called. If you guys don't know about this, this is factory defect memory, meaning that eventually your card is going to die because all these chips are going to fail one by one eventually. These are defective early Micron chips. Therefore, I'm not surprised that the customer is complaining about, or the card is throwing out error code 43, memory related issues. But you know what? I'm going to still put it in the oven, and then I'm going to send the customer a message informing him of my findings. The only way really to ensure that this problem goes away is to remove every single one of these chips. But that is not financially advisable because it will cost more than what the card is worth. So yeah, basically what we have here is a time bomb. It's just waiting to die. Very sad. Another thing I've noticed now that I got the card, the back plate taken apart, I have seen this before, and I can't believe that actually manufacturers are doing this, like board partners are doing this. But you see that the backplate has a film, right, like a plastic film to protect the SMDs here, just in case of a bend or something like that, so they do not come in contact with metal and cause a short. But they also have thermal pads meant to cool the backside of the memory chips and VRM. But they did not remove the plastic. So essentially these thermal pads back here are pretty much doing nothing because the plastic is acting like an insulator. Not the first time I see this, by the way. So just thought I'd throw that in there. All right, so I went ahead and take the card out. I took the card out of the oven. It's pretty it's toasty still, but it's okay, safe to the touch. All right, we're going to apply a little bit of thermal paste here. I'm going to use my trusty little heat sink that I use for these type of repairs, for when I'm doing memory repairs, that is. Very disappointing. It is popular on Reddit, even YouTube. A lot of technicians believe they're under the impression that 2080 Ti's come with Samsung memory, all of them. That's not the case. As you can see here, that's not the case. Yep, I wonder how many of these chips are actually bad. I already sent a message to the customer letting them know of the findings. So but we still got to do a memory test. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, card's in the system. Oh, forgot to plug it in. All right, so the little card is in the system now. Let's go ahead and power it on. First, let's turn on the power supply, of course. Jeez. And mats should be running there automatically. So let's see what we find here. All right, the test is going to start here soon. As you can see already, we're looking at artifacts on the screen. Mat is going to start now. And it will probably pass, because of this, the memory. It'll give you a positive, negative, and whatnot. If that makes any sense. Because the memory, no, it failed. Okay, well, so much for that. Let's go ahead and take out the drive and put it into our system here, the main system that is, and see what memory modules, what the report shows. Okay, let's go to mods, report, where's report? Here it is. And we got one bad boy there. That's B0 complaining. That's that guy right there. FBI0BO. And it's showing write errors on that chip. But I know from experience that once you start changing one chip, the other ones also want to kick the bucket because of the heat. The chip's already on their last leg, and the heat applied to them from the repair starts to accelerating the process of them dying. So, okay, I'm gonna let the customer know and see what he thinks, if he wants to go forward or I don't know. But yeah, that's where we are. All right, so it's time to take these thermal pads off the board here. But as you can see, that's easier said than done. Oh man, what a mess. Typically these green thermal pads are of decent quality. So as far as like thermally conductive wise, this might be a good choice. That Palit, I believe it's Gainward or Palit, I don't remember what brand this is. It might have been a good decision for them to use these pads, but from a technical or technician point of view, this is a freaking nightmare, man. Jeez. Okay, I'm going to like, yeah, kind of like cut the video here, and I'll go back to you guys when I'm done removing this nightmare here. All right, I was able to remove a lot of it, but this stuff sticks to your fingers, man. Oh, look at this. It's like, okay, yeah, that's a lot better. But I'm gonna have to remove this with the chemical that I have for this particular cases. Okay, so according to mats, we have A1, A0, B1, B0. This is the guy here that we will be replacing. Now, please keep in mind also that, oh yeah, it has a cracked PCB, but it's not cutting through any memory lines here. It's just, you know, here. So this is okay. But it is in relation to this. You see how like this much force to crack this here, you have to put so much force to a card that it will bend it so much that anything nearby could possibly die. So that would make sense why this chip here went bad. This looks like it's rather from physical stress, okay, due to this damage here to the PCI Express slot. So probably what we're looking at here is cracked solder joints, but we're gonna replace it with the 2019 chip. The customer has this. The customer has decided to just go with the one chip here, so we're just going to do that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this repair. Hopefully it will be a quick one without any drama. But yeah, I usually, when it comes to a repair like this, I usually, with a cracked PCB like this, I won't give any warranty, because this right here might have done some damage to the PCB that I am not able to see. So, and also these are defective chips, so this is completely out of my power. I mean, I'm doing this repair because this is what the customer requested. My advice would be to just, if it was my graphics card and I was sending it to a technician to fix it, I would just tell them to keep it, or I would take it back and then use it for parts. I wouldn't sell it to somebody, because it just wouldn't be nice to do that. Sell something that it's bad to someone else. No, not cool, man. So I would just keep it for parts. I don't know, maybe sell it as broken, and if someone else wants to buy it as it is, then do it like that. Okay, this is taking a little bit longer. That's because I lowered the heat. Let's go ahead and bump up the heat to 375. My fear here is that there will be a rip pads on the board. I have to order pads. I don't have any, so that means this is going to take longer than I actually would like it to be. Okay. And it looks like, so far it looks like we don't have any rip pads on the board. Okay, good deal. That is good. It's a good day for me. Good day for repair. All right, now let's go ahead and clean up these pads here. Let me pick a new chip. All right. We're going to be replacing it with the Micron 2019. Can you guys see that? I don't know. Is that visible to you guys? Maybe right there, yeah. Micron 2019. Yeah, anyway. You guys get the point, right? All right, so we're going to be throwing this chip on there. But first, we need to clean these pads, these ugly, dirty little pads. Forgot to mention also that when you do a repair like this, you have to check for shorts, because you just never know. Now, this is Micron, so yeah, we're good. Yep. Okay. Yep. All right. Let's just check. Make sure that nothing here rings my ear off. Okay. Yeah, everything was good. And this one here is about to scream. The specs. Yeah. Okay. We're good. All right, got the card installed. Mem test, or MATS pass. So the moment of truth. Monitor light is solid. No artifacts yet. Everything looks good. We're gonna wait for the drivers to load. I do want to check on the temperature here though, because yeah, I just do. If this thing is running a bit too hot, I'm not going to be very happy. Driver still got to load for this thing, so we got to wait. There we go. Okay, there we go. Cool. What are the temperatures though? Can I run a quick valley benchmark here with this little setup? I don't know. I'm always nervous, and no, we can't. Look at those temperatures. That's horrific. We have to put this thing back together, but at least now we know it's working so far. No more artifacts, so that's great. Let's put it back together and ship this thing away. And by the way, I did the customer a favor and broke that piece there of the PCI slot, this junk here. Guys, if you ever do this, okay, if you ever do this and it's below this yellow line, like, you know, it doesn't go so much above the black masking there, don't try to glue it back on. If it's coming off and you can do it safely because it's already mostly off, just remove it. Don't glue it back on, because this becomes a hazard, if anything. If this breaks while you're installing your card, it might just shift all the way up, bump one of these little resistors here, or even worse, the memory, and yeah, you have what we have here. So if this ever comes off here at the bottom, not if the crack, oh my god, why am I doing this to myself? Don't want to sound like I'm repeating myself, but for example, if the crack is here, okay, in this area here, or just even like slightly here, Don't do anything to your card. Okay? Send it for repair or whatever. If it's under this line here, under this line, you are safe to just remove it. If it falls off, even better for you. But yeah, this is a hazard. Don't put it back on here, especially when you're trying to fit it here. There. Yeah, that retention mechanism there on the PCI slot will give you trouble if this thing is not fitting correctly. Okay? And you may just brick your card. Please don't glue it back on. Thank you. All right, this is the old pad that we had here on the, believe it was on the VRM. I'm going to show the customer a little bit of extra love here. I'm going to be replacing the pad that was here for the VRM. I'm going to leave this one in place and this one in place, and the one that was here in place. I'm going to be removing those because it looks like it's got sand on them. I don't know what the heck that is. But yeah, here they are in their respectful place. That's where they belong. So, yep, he's going to be getting some new thermal paste. New thermal paste. Yeah, new thermal paste and new pads. All right, this looks a lot better than the thermal pads that were there before. Admittedly, I don't like to use these blue AliExpress China pads. However, these here they're different. I have no idea what they're made out of, but they are elastically, like they're softer than the other stuff that you typically get. So I am pretty happy with these pads. I like them. You can stretch them. You can, they're mushy. So yeah. And we got some pads there on the buck converters there, and a controller up there. So yep, everything looks good. The VRM gets the same pad that was there before. I replaced this first pad here, left the VRM pad as it is, as it's not so bad. It just doesn't look good, but it's in good condition. All right, fellas, so we got the card running now. It's on the test bench. Temperatures are looking good. 2080 Ti, all memory checks out. Okay, so now it's time to, you know what, let's go full screen. No, not full screen. Let's go here, and then that. And hopefully we don't get any artifacts. Crossing fingers. All right, so far so good. My CPU fan is loud, sorry. I have to fix that in the BIOS, but yeah. Playing God of War with ease on this thing. Fans are a bit loud, but yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Yeah. Very nice and smooth. Temperatures are looking pretty good too, so yep. I'm happy with that. We'll call this one a fix. Yeah, all right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna call this one a fix. It was a pain in the butt, but yeah, it had to get fixed. I couldn't just let this card go. I actually lost money in this video. In this repair, because it was actually a lot more than what I actually charged the customer. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I enjoy what I do. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, if you have any cards that needing repair, you can always contact me. You know my channel. My information is in there. Anyway, I will leave it here for now. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.